Y'all. We back again. We back again. Welcome to a quick bit of PCC podcast content. Well, content is what we broadcast on the podcast. Man, we about to get into this today. It's some real, it's some real stuff going on out here. It's some real shenanigans going on out here. There's some things that need to be. There's some things that need to be talked about out here. Let's get it. Whoa. Y'all forgive me. That ain't gonna work right there. Yeah. Like I said, there's some real shenanigans what's going on out here right now. Man, where my volume at?
Investigation of the security guard was shot outside rapper Drake's home. Our
This is
Victor
horrible.
Kills the story. And Victor, this happened in the middle of the Grammy winner's public feud with rapper Kendrick Lamar.
That's right. Good morning, Michael. This feud has gotten very personal. Kendrick Lamar even using an image of Drake's home where the shooting took place in a recent album cover. But at this point, police say it's unclear if the shooting had anything to do with their public beef. This morning, the investigation into the shooting at music superstar Drake's home that left a security guard wounded. Authorities saying the hip-hop artist.
I warned that that this was possible, that this could happen. Condolences to any innocent person that becomes a victim of this circus.
Is cooperating.
Bad things, it's a lot of bad things that they wishing.
Early Tuesday morning, Toronto police responding to what they say was a drive-by attack just outside the gates of the rapper's mansion.
Police were called to a shooting at the residence behind me here. When officers arrived, they located a male who was suffering from an apparent gunshot wound.
That security guard now hospitalized with serious but non-life.
Hey, Canada looks beautiful. Look at these big old tall trees, large roads. This is not like any urban area in the Americas. They're not like us.
Life-threatening injuries. The suspects are still at large. No word.
What kind of limb is that? Is that a hearse?
On whether Drake was present at the time. This comes on the heels of the Grammy winner's public feud with former collaborator turned foe Kendrick Lamar.
Girl, I'm Kendrick Lamar, aka Benz to me just a car.
The two dropping multiple diss tracks over the past 2 weeks, throwing jabs at one another about the.
That's how big this is. This is worldwide. American news, Canadian news.
Their families and lifestyles.
You gotta learn to fact check things and be less than patient. Your fans are rejoicing, thinking this is my expiration.
Kendrick's latest, Not Like Us.
Rabbit hole is still deep. I can go further, I promise. Ain't there some?
Accompanied by cover art of what appears to be Drake's mansion where the shooting took place. The sprawling 50,000 square foot property has been featured prominently by Drake on the May 2020 cover of Architectural Digest and in his music videos.
It go right foot up, left foot slide.
Authorities are aware of the Drake vs. Kendrick Lamar beef, but they say it's too soon to draw any conclusions.
I cannot speak to a motive at this time.
There are dozens of cameras in the area around.
Salute to Melly Mel. Like you said, I've dissed Melly Mel if I have to. Salute to Melly Mel. and the pioneers of this genre of art. You know, as we continue right here, right here. I brought this to you earlier and a minute ago, but seeing that I'm learning how to use the system and everything, you know, there's parts about it that I don't like, that I'm, with my learning. So without further ado,
Why would I use kayak?
the reality of the situation. By the way, this is brought to you by Cali Electrical and Contracting Services, aka CE and CS, located in the 804 in the Virginia area, as well as we have people in place in California, Central Valley to be exact, um, specializing in service panel electrical system upgrades, surveillance system installations, um, recessed lighting installation, kitchen remodels, bathroom remodels, exercise fitness equipment assembly. You can find them at area code 804-668-6431, and you can book them. So without further ado, some other information that you guys need to know when I say, like Rick Ross said, bigger than rap.
Video I've done on this topic so far. Urban Legend Will Evans, y'all know what it is, bro. UMG is calling.
I want to take the opportunity to submit to shout out to salute is what I meant to say. Urban Legend Will Evans. I appreciate your work, brother. Thank you for this information with us. You guys, this is known as what they call the inside source. Therefore, you're gonna have to take this as a fact and information. But what we know about these industry execs, and shout out to Dame Dash, who basically formerly was an industry exec. So he knows the intricacies of what goes on, and he's been calling out Leor Cohen. He's been calling out people like Jimmy Iven. He's been calling out people like Clive Davis. He's been calling out people who are behind the scenes, never seem to get into beef, while the people on the lower echelons of things get into the beefs, and then the entourages get into the deaths. So how many deaths do we know about from Entourage? We know Busta Rhymes' bodyguard got killed. When the Games homeboys got shot. You know, was that Lodi Mac go to jail? We don't get into all of that. Just people, entourages get caught up while the people are the vultures that don't have no rapping skills. They don't have no dancing skills. They're not in the streets with the street teams, but they're reaping the benefits off of the people in the community's pain. Without further ado,
Off Kendrick Lamar, off Drake, because billions are at stake. This is a report that's going around. It says from an insider, and they're waiting on the proof in the form of documents, so they'll update whenever they receive it. This is what's being said. PG Lang, aka
basically, there's a mole inside the organization that is feeding. He has a source, and they're feeding information to keep the masses updated from behind the scenes.
Kendrick Lamar and EXO, The Weeknd, as of yesterday, were asked by Universal Music Group to end the beef with OVO and Drake. Kendrick apparently isn't budging on it, but UMG is pressing hard on their request to squash the beef. UMG also had a Zoom meeting with all of the parties involved, and they want Kendrick, either directly or said through PG Lang, his company, to post a statement clarifying that Drake isn't a pedo if Kendrick agrees to end the beef. Drake is losing the beef in Universal Music.
What I want to know is, because you got to understand the way the white supremacy racism works. Because first off, there's no such thing as white, there's no such thing as black. There are colonials and there are indigenous people. But the colonials place this color spectrum or a caste system where they identify as white, on the bottom will be black, and in between will be colorisms, brown, colored, etc. So Drake happens to be functioning as a colored person because he says himself that he's Jewish, therefore he's not black. Okay, he's Jewish. And this stems to the beef. You have Ish people, Spanish, Irish, Manish, Spanish, and then exact, indigenous, indigenous, Hebrews, Spaniards, Mexicans, Americans. So it is the purported, the colonial versus the actual.
Music group's eyes. So from their perspective, the sooner it ends, the better. The pedo claims and accusations directed at Drake are costing UMG, Nike, and the other parties a lot of money. So they want Kendrick Lamar to squash it right now, put out a statement, even if it's not true, put out a statement to fix this, because Drake just did a deal up there worth $400 million. Drake just signed his.
You know, these fiddlers, these bojangles, the dance, prance, and jive in front of the masters, in front of the masses, so they can live, so they thrive at the expense of the masses. And Drake is not the first one. His Freeway Ricky, the real Freeway Ricky, admitted that he was a participant. He was a Confederate. He willingly distributed drugs to his community for his livelihood and well-being. Suge Knight of Death Row, Sean Combs of Bad Boy Records, my man over there at the other CEO that Scarface now, not Swab House, I can't think of the name. These people put out certain content of music that escalates the crime rate, escalates the homicide rate, fill up the jails, fill up the graves, fill up the hospitals, the drug use, mollies, Percocets, lean, cocaine. They're doing this. And he's complacent in it. Drake is complacent in it. So no matter what consequence he suffer right now, this is his trial right here. This is his trial right here. Snoop Dogg had the murder was the case scenario. Everybody has something that they must sacrifice. Now he's about to sacrifice, or he has been sacrificing the masses. If he does have an iota of indigenous or Hebrew blood in him, he's doubling down on sacrificing the masses. But the real question is, like they did R. Kelly, like they did Bill Cosby, like they're doing Sean Combs, not offer a public apology, not cover it up, investigate. Investigate.
His life away to UMG. And this is why Kendrick is saying
at Hardee's, we're putting our hearts into Mother's Day because moms put their hearts.
I don't eat at Hardee's.
In the song when he's saying, you know, show me your splits and I'll double back with you. You want to talk about splits? Show me your splits. I'll promise you I'll double back with you. That's why Kendrick is saying those lines, because Drake probably doesn't own much of his catalog at all or his life right now. It's been reported that Drake is being required to put out 2 albums a year. So people think Drake just drops because he wants to drop, but reports are going around that says Drake puts out 2 albums a year because Universal Music Group is forced him to, because he just did a deal with them in 2022.
You know, yeah, that's real wild, because that is exactly what Drake said about Kendrick and Top. you got to put out, you got to drop when they tell you to drop. The only way that, as Dame Dash is saying, and that psychologists say, the only way that a predator becomes a predator is because they were victims. They were a victim, and then they become the victimizer. So he very well knows what you have to do on the bottom. Started from the bottom. Now we here.
For $400 million, the biggest deal in music business history, especially for a rapper. You know, and they have 4 of the top 5.
I mean, I don't feel like a hater because I'm not a hater, but I'm more of a lover to my people than a hater to somebody else. You know, I'm gonna bring this back because y'all forgot. I'm gonna bring it back at another time because I want this one to play. I gotta walk a tightrope before I get this information out here.
Earning artists in any genre over at UMG. Now this is interesting, bro. You know, 400 million for a record deal. That's crazy. He just got he got Patrick Mahomes numbers for a record deal. This is what an article says. It says, after rampant speculation about a bidding war for his services, Drake appears to have finalized a mega deal with Universal Music Group that could net him upwards of $400 million when it's all said and done. Drake has been known to be making about $50 million. This is what they're reporting. $50 million for his label every year just off of the music. They're saying annual earnings are $50 million. I believe that is much more than that. I believe Drake is making much more than that. If they're giving him $400 million, they know they're going to recoup that probably within 5 years. That's a lot of money to give a rapper, bro. And I know Drake is, you know, multi-talented. I know he's a songwriter, so they're getting publishing off of other people's songs and things like that. But if you guys remember, this article says this right here. It says in July 2020, entrepreneur Steve Stout is somebody that's in the music business heavy, you know, and rapper Russ discussed the possibility of Drake going independent and predicted a big payday on the horizon. Now, I remember this was a big thing back in 2020. Drake was a free agent and he could have went anywhere he want or go independent. Steve Stout ended up saying, if Drake goes independent, the music business is over. Why did he say that? Because if Drake goes independent and he just puts his album out on his website, he's going to make $10 million every week for 60 weeks. That's what Steve Stout said. Now, there's a lot of different companies involved in this situation. Obviously, Drake has OVO, but, you know, Nike is investing in him. I guess, you know, his OVO label is...
So how many chances do you get to be a predator, to be a weirdo, to be a pedo? How many chances do you get? Is he too big to fail? These are the questions.
Housed under Warner Records, so they're invested in him. And they have all Drake's artists over there. His streetwear line. You know, obviously he has Nocta. He recently launched a company called Better World Fragrance, which is a luxury candle company. So there's a lot of companies that are looking at it like, we just gave this man a lot of money. We can't afford for his career to end. So it's being reported that UMG, Universal Music Group, is asking Kendrick Lamar to put up an apology, step down, you know, and get off this beef because you're costing us billions of dollars. You're costing Nike billions of dollars. And Kendrick like, nah, standing on business. Like, bro, I'm still with it. I don't care what y'all talking about. And maybe this is the reason why you see Kendrick Lamar's album covers, all the stuff getting taken down, all the pictures that require, you know, Drake's consent, technically by law, all that stuff is getting taken down. Maybe it's not Drake. Maybe it's Universal Music Group. Like, you know what? We're going to do everything we can. If he don't want to budge, we're going to start playing the legal game. You know what I'm saying?
The Kendrick said, so you sent a cease and desist from like that, or you didn't like that.
So this is interesting, bro, because Kendrick Lamar has a deal with UMG too for publishing. Now, if you guys don't know how the music business works, you have publishing deals and you have record deals. Publishing deals is just, we can license your music to different places. So like the NBA, when you hear the NBA playing Kendrick Lamar's song at halftime or at quarter breaks or timeouts or whatever, you hear Kendrick Lamar's song on TNT, that's licensing. You know, they're licensing his music, allowing other people to use it, and they're getting a paycheck off it. Now, Kendrick did a deal for that, and that's not owning the rights or the masters to his music. They don't own that, but UMG does own some of his publishing. I don't know if they own all of his publishing, but I know they own a percentage of his publishing for sure. He's on their website. You can go check it out for yourself. This is all public knowledge. Now, this is interesting because this means that if this is true, Drake has officially lost, bro, because your business partners.
It's official. It's official as a referee whistle. Drake, Aubrey, lost competition. There's nothing wrong with a competition. But culturally, there's some things that are not acceptable. Like wearing dresses for men. Unless you're a clergy or a Muslim, we don't wear dresses. We don't paint our nails colored. You know, they got all these pawns up there shucking and jiving, leading the young boys in a direction that is unlike a young boy. And I don't really not concerned with who it offends. We're raising young men and young women. That's what nature created.
The people that gave you hundreds of millions of dollars, 400 million from UMG reportedly, and I don't even know what Nike gave them. It's an undisclosed amount, But if that's the case, they're feeling like you're losing this beef. Your public image is being tarnished, and we need to save you. We have to step in to save you, and that's telling in itself right there, bro. And obviously, nobody wants their number one artist, especially in the hip hop genre. For UMG, he's their number one artist, because especially if they own everything. If we own a huge percentage of what you got going on now, I don't know, he might have a net profit deal, you know what I mean? Which is basically, we put money up together for our projects and we split at the end, whatever we make. If it's an 85-15 split, I get 15%, you guys get 85% because y'all.
To all my boss thinkers and business entrepreneurs out there, this is how it works when you have somebody fund and finance your vision. You get a small proceed of it versus putting your own capital up like Nipsey, E40, and Master P, and even 50 Cent these days. You put your money up, you can do venture deals. The Bible says, gain knowledge. What did it say? Gain knowledge, gain wisdom, above all, get understanding. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Paraphrasing.
Y'all gave me in advance, and whatever, we go our separate ways, right? I don't know if that's the case, but it could be that. But this is super interesting, bro. We might not hear another diss from Kendrick Lamar or Drake. And Peter Rosenberg and Cypher Sounds, who are, music industry dudes, they had a conversation about this, and I'm gonna let you guys hear what they have to say. Check this out. This is what they say.
Stay tuned. Check it out.
Don't be shocked if this beef ended with Drake's last drop. Not because he lost, but his corporate partners, Nike, NFL, NHL, are all probably getting nervous about the perception of the things being said.
I don't even think they have to say it. I think Drake's team's smart enough to go, we're about to with the money.
If Drake's team smarter at all, they wouldn't have messed with Kendrick Lamar. Just a moment. Hey, I'll be out there.
So that's Cypher Sounds and Peter Rosenberg saying that, bro. So obviously, people are nervous out there, and you guys got to look at it from a business.
I want to let you guys know a little bit about me. I am a music connoisseur, not just a hip hop connoisseur. I've known that jewels are saturated, embedded in the technology known as music. So like, share, and subscribe to PCC podcast content for further content, unveiling, doing a deep dive into messages, perspectives, and trajectory and history of content in the science of music.
Business perspective, do I think that is cool? No. On a hip hop cultural level, I'm like, bro, that's weak. You know what I mean? Let Kendrick keep doing what he's doing. If Drake is strong enough to stand on his own, let him stand on his own. But this goes to show you guys what goes on behind the scenes. It's not always all about music, bro. It's marketing. It's companies behind. You know, not just music business companies. It's not just record label versus record label. This is not OVO versus TDE or Cash Money, Young Money versus TDE. None of that, bro. This ain't even Kendrick versus Drake. This is Kendrick versus UMG, Kendrick versus the NFL, Kendrick versus Nike, Kendrick versus all these mega billion-dollar companies, bro. So y'all looking at it like,
what did Pac say? He said about East Coast versus West Coast. This is about niggas and bitches. This is about brothers, punks, and frauds. And I'm paraphrasing. Because bosses what they want to, and suckers do what they can. Who you do yourself with? It's time to call out all the haters, all the perpetrators, all the masqueraders, all the blackface invaders, all the Confederate conspirators. It's time to call them out. It's time to point them out, and eradicate them. Because that's the problems with every movement that we've had. It's been infiltrated. Shout out to J. Edgar Hoover. It's been infiltrated.
oh, Drake, you know, he going 1v20 with all these rappers. Man, these rappers are the smallest part of it. Kendrick got to go up against companies, bro. Like
Jimmy Iven, Clive Davis, Rosenberg.
Major Fortune 500 companies. So the way you guys is looking at it, you got to change the way you look at it, because there's businesses invested in these guys, both of them. You know what I mean? And obviously Kendrick has some huge endorsements too, so they don't want Kendrick to lose. But the fact that UMG is calling it off on Drake's behalf, and
how many endorsements did Kendrick receive right now? Or is he just garnering a bunch of attention, a bunch of energy, a bunch of sales, and they're not giving him any endorsements? Number one, he's a threat, he's a problem. I was just looking at the Sugar Ray Leonard boxingography the other night, and they were talking about he was able to surpass Muhammad Ali because he was not a problem. His politics didn't get in the way. His politics were favorable, and basically he had no politics. People like Drake, they'll put on nail polish, they'll put on a dress, they'll put on lipstick, they'll do anything for you. They don't have no standards. They don't have no boundaries.
And, you know, being reported to say they want an apology, man, we're going to see how this plays out, man. That's the report. This might be the most important information we got on this beef so far. This goes to show it's not all just on an even playing field, bro. Some people have different people pulling strings behind the scenes and different corporate sponsors. And if you thought a guy like Meek Mill or Pusha T had a chance fighting against that machine, it wasn't going to happen, bro. So if you didn't know that before and you know it now, that's what's going on, man. You guys know I'm going to bring you the news. If I got receipts, I'm going to pull it up and I'm going to show you guys what's really going on behind the scenes, bro. And in front of the scenes if I can. Urban Legend 111, y'all know what it is. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss videos like this, man. Crazy. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out of here.
Salute to Urban Legends. Salute to Urban Legends for bringing us that information. Yeah, I'm early in the game. You know, I'm still a student. You know, y'all like and subscribe to this brother's channel, and you know, like and subscribe to PCC podcast content. You see the when you see the scroll with the pen with the bird bone dipped in the blood of truth, you know that we're gonna bring it to you. Like, share, subscribe. PCC podcast content. The content will be broadcast on the podcast. PCC.